Okay, so there is another international students protest happening here in Canada. Did you know about it? No, I didn't know about this either, but it just popped up on my screen today. But this one comes out from Quebec. Quebec.
The Indian students?
They're Indian students, okay?
Okay, let's see it.
I'm going to show you guys a clip. And before I show it to you, I want to preface this by saying I've never seen another group that avoids having to do the work and avoids having to follow the rules more than this particular group. And I come from the same community, so I understand very well how they operate and how they go about doing things. But I'll let you guys take a look, take a listen, let me know what you think.
International students studying in college across Montreal.
But unlike university students at McGill and Concordia,
They are still forced to pass French exam to graduate to get a PG diploma.
Why are college students treated differently?
We all came here to learn, we all contribute to Quebec, we all deserve the same chance.
University students fought and won.
now it's our turn. Our college must stand with us. No more double standards, no more barriers, equal rights for all students.
So let's get the facts straight.
What do you mean? No, what's the double standard here?
So they're saying that universities or whatever, McGill and Concordia, they don't require you to. It's not it's not a mandatory test that you pass.
Okay.
It's just they have multiple tests there.
Yeah.
But this university, or they're looking for to graduate from, they require it.
Okay. So different universities have different rules.
Mac, where is McGill and where is Concordia?
They're both in Montreal, aren't they? Or in Quebec? Sorry. He's up.
Yeah, McGill University.
Let's play this. Let me see what he says.
Okay.
McGill's in Concordia.
Concordia.
Aren't they both there? Yeah, they're both there.
Okay, yeah, they're in Montreal. So
Okay, let's see.
I just want to see what university are these guys from.
All deserve the same chance.
University students fought and won.
Now it's our turn. Our college must stand with us. No more double standards, no more barriers, equal rights for all students.
So let's get the facts straight here. These folks are attending a diploma mill college in Quebec, in Montreal, where the language that is predominantly spoken there is French. Before coming to Canada, specifically before arriving in Quebec, they had to have seen the requirements they needed to graduate, and they had to have known that if they went to LaSalle College in Montreal, that they were expected to complete a French language exit exam before graduating.
That is rough.
Yeah.
Imagine going into this. Man, that's so rough. It's hard for them to learn English. How are they supposed to learn French too, man? Oh, come on.
No. Come on. If you know that the language there is predominantly French, the expectation is that you should know French.
They should fight for their rights.
No.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I think they
Hell no.
who gives
You
a
can't turn every issue into
So if you
a
listen,
protest.
if you're about to graduate, what does having French and not having it have to do with anything? They're not going to use it. It's a waste of time. You took their money. Let them graduate. It's done.
No, but it's not like these people didn't know that those were the requirements beforehand.
Maybe they did it. How do you know? You're just making
No,
You're
come
making
on.
an assumption.
No, come on.
You know
If
how
you
many students,
apply-
hold on. You know how many students come from overseas that don't know the full, like, their student visas are given. They don't know, like, the full
No, bro.
thing happening
Do
there.
some research as to what
No,
university.
come on, man.
come
you
on.
do some research.
Would
They're
you
coming here to get the hell out of India. They're not going to do that much research.
Okay,
he
but
said
some
he,
people-
he even said it's a diploma mill, which means that it's a college business where they're
Okay,
just trying to
so-
get people in, get them out. So just get them in and then get them out. What do you care about their French or not? You took their money 3 times probably what you charge somebody local. So now they're done. Let them go.
But they're comparing it to the fact that McGill and Concordia, those are universities.
So those are bigger
Bigger-
establishments.
Yeah.
So then why are these guys, which is a diploma mill, care so much about French? Exit. There has to be some leeway here. That's just nonsense.
Come on.
You know how many Indian students they're gonna make them all stay back now because they don't get French?
Yeah,
They're gonna fail all of them.
yeah,
Yeah, right.
they are.
Yeah, right.
That's why they're protesting.
Yeah, come on.
Come on. But
I'm with the students on this.
you're with the protest on this?
Hands down.
I'm not.
Because I don't think you need
No,
French.
I don't think.
Fuck it.
Listen, you can't make yourself so dumb in the process of
Not
not
being
understanding.
done.
Come on, yeah. Listen,
You're making an assumption that they knew the French. Let's say
No.
let's say that door number one. Let's say they didn't know.
Okay.
So now they're gonna fight for it, which is fair. It's not easy to learn French at that age, man. Plus, with all the other shit you gotta deal with, working, parents back home, the whole grind of being here. Now they gotta learn French on top of that. Forget French.
Okay, but let me ask you this. If there was the other way around, if I had to go to India to go study, let's say for whatever reason, okay, and I needed to learn Hindi to graduate from the university,
Yeah.
okay, the expectation is that I can't leave. If I only knew English and and Hindi is mandatory,
Then learn
I'm
Hindi.
No, why? So why not learn French? Why not learn French? Because here's the thing. If I know that university in India requires me to graduate and have my Hindi diploma or whatever, graduate from that class, right? I wouldn't apply there because I don't know Hindi.
Listen, there are some rules that should be changed, and sometimes things like this.
But why?
Sometimes things like this have to happen for things to get to evolve and to change. People have to stand up and say something, and then the school changes their rules, and then it's easier for other people to come and get an education.
No, but you can't spoon feed them, bro. You can't
What do you
spoon feed these people. It's every year. Last year was a different reason why they were protesting. Now there's another reason. And remember the whole thing where they were failing them because they were staying back or whatever, right? And they protested that, so they changed the rules on that.
Yeah.
It feels like these guys are now bullying themselves into getting what they want, and that the best way is to just go protest. Okay, listen, why not just put in the work, study, and get your French?
They barely
and
know
graduate?
English. They would never learn French, some of them.
Bro.
They don't have the time for it. What?
Yeah, why not apply somewhere else in Canada then?
We should bring one of them on the show. I don't have the answers to all your questions, okay, man?
I'm just saying.
Well, they applied for a French university because probably it was easier to get into. Or the guy that gave them the diploma or the visa probably screwed them up. Like, come on, it happens. I would never go to Quebec if I was coming from India. That'd be the worst transition ever.
Yeah, like, okay, if you were really in, like, man, okay, let me ask you this.
Can we watch the end of what he's gonna share?
Was known to them before even stepping foot in Canada. So they've completed all of their courses, all the requirements are almost met. All they have to do in order to graduate is to finish this French language exam, and that's it. They're home free. But instead of actually studying for that exam and just doing it, they would rather complain about it, make a video about it, and try to make people think that it's unfair to them to have to do an exam in French to show that they're proficient in speaking the language that is predominantly spoken in the province that they got their education.
I agree. They're probably lazy to some level because he's right. They could just put in the work and do it. And Indians are just generally, some of them are lazy, especially the students coming over.
Okay, but I'm also not saying that these people need to be like so good in French that they're speaking.
Bro, listen, that's what the exam is for. Don't say something that doesn't make sense.
No, but you can graduate from
it says
exam.
proficiency exam, bro.
No, but proficiency exam, there's a proficiency
Do you know what it is?
English as well.
Do you know what it is?
But there's a proficiency exam in English as well, right? And as long as you pass the bare standard of it, you're good.
Listen, I don't know what this exam. I don't know what this exam is in French. I'm just saying, yes, I agree with you. They could put the work in.
Yes.
But listen, they're lazy.
Yes.
The students are fucking
lazy. There you go.
Okay, finally.
So there you go.
They could put the...
It took a little bit of working.
It's interesting, actually. Like, I wonder what they're talking about in their own little group circles where they're like, we can't do this. Let's start making videos. Like, it's just... I don't know. I know back in the day when people immigrated from like India to like London, they learned it. They learned English.
Yeah.
I mean, back then, I don't know what the whole deal was with the exams and colleges and all that stuff. But if it was there, the older generation, they learned it. They put the time in. They worked. They took classes. They had friends that were learning it. They studied together and they got it done.
Yeah.
But the new generation is just so bloody lazy. Like these kids, just lazy. So a part of me sympathizes with them because they're Indian and they're students and I feel bad for them. But the other side of it, you're just like, man, just shut up and do the work and just get on with it.
So again, I've supported many Indian student protests, whatever, the last few times, okay? But you can't make that the precedent where if you don't want to work at something, let's just protest it to get it out of there.
Yeah.
Like, you can't have that thinking or mindset about everything. And I
But
understand.
but that's what the norm is now. That's where the
Yes, the era that we live in, the generation we live in, we rely on social media, right? That's why they made the video. That's why they put it up on social media. That's why they're trying to get other people to join their cause, right? And that's probably the fastest way to get somebody to join their cause.
Yeah.
Nowadays.
True.
Right?
True.
But the expectation can't be that you're going to get the end result that you want or hope for.
No, it's, I don't know, man. It's just, I would just open the books and start trying to figure that out.
Yeah, I would try to at least work on it a little bit.
But I wonder if the college will just bend because they're just like, we just want them out of here now. That's possible. Could be interesting to see what happens. But
if it was on a university level, I would understand that too.
So they're trying to make the argument that students at McGill Concordia do not have to take the French language exam in order to graduate. Therefore, they too should not have to take the French language exam to graduate from LaSalle College. Now, what they're saying isn't entirely wrong. If you go to Concordia or McGill, you don't have to take a French language exam in order to graduate. All you have to do is take a few courses or do an assessment throughout your undergrad to show that you have some intermediate proficiency in French, and that's it. However, when it comes to LaSalle College and their requirements, you have to, number one, do the French language exam in order to graduate. That is a requirement. Number two, you have to take at least 3 program-specific courses taught in French. That's all you need in order to graduate.
That's
just
all
those
you
two
need.
things.
That's a lot.
They said the quiet part out loud. All they want is their PGWP. That's it. They don't care about wanting to stay in Quebec or even wanting to learn the language because they're going to leave the province as soon as they get their PGWP. This is the game plan for these folks. It was never about just getting their education and returning home. It was always about using their student visas as a way to obtain citizenship in Canada.
Yeah, so
I'm not saying
everybody
it's
knows
bad
that,
to
not,
obtain citizenship in this country.
nothing new
If
there.
you have hopes and dreams of coming to Canada and being a Canadian, then great. Take the natural pathway that we have already that allows you to immigrate to this country without having to abuse the student visa program in order to gain citizenship. If you ask these folks what they study at these diploma mill colleges,
I hate people that are born in Canada that have this like big head syndrome about like our country. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
your country.
Yeah. Listen, when you talk about pathway, student visa is a pathway.
Yeah, it's a pathway.
It's a pathway.
Shut up.
Okay, it is a pathway to immigration.
Yeah.
All right, it might be abused.
Who cares, man?
But
Canada needs immigration anyway. They just opened up way too many, way too quickly.
Exactly, right? People need to be able to be flexible on this matter, right?
Like, chill out.
Like, they're trying to survive themselves.
These guys are losing. Now,
Get your head out of your ass, man. Jesus.
if you ask these folks what they study at these diploma mill colleges, it's usually along the lines of like business management degrees, which are already extremely oversaturated in this country. You have like hotel management degrees.
Good.
You have like
do more
underwater
hotel
basket
management.
Yeah.
Go
Buy
nuts.
more hotels.
Buy more hotels.
It helps the economy here.
Yeah, that's so.
It's not helping the economy back home.
underwater basket weaving. Like there's just so many different diplomas that are just useless there's no market for here in Canada. And it just blows my mind. Like we need nurses, we need doctors, we need a lot more of those types of professions in this country because we have a shortage of those.
But see, you're asking for these kind of people. You were asking for doctors and nurses, but then India has some of the highest educated people that hire doctors and nurses, but you don't allow them to immigrate here on natural causes.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why you have the shortage.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Even now, and sorry, I might be a little wrong here, okay? Even now, if a doctor needs to come from India to here, right? They still have to update their education.
Yeah, they got to go through a whole thing now.
Right? And so if it's in Montreal, do they have to pass the French exam first?
I don't know.
I mean, you need a doctor?
But I don't know. Somehow we need more hotel management diploma holders than we do nurses.
I wonder what
It's
this
funny
guy does.
and it's pathetic at the same time because this reflects badly on the Punjabi community as a whole. All we look like we're doing is we bend the rules in order to favor ourselves.
You are a
Why
disgrace
can't
on
these
the
folks
Punjabi.
just shut
You
the hell
Punjabi, you
up,
think?
do the French language exam, graduate, and be done with it? What's the need to drum up all of this commotion and to make this video about how it's unfair to them for having to do a language exam
Can you shut
in
this guy
a
up?
province that speaks French predominantly? It just blows my fucking mind, the entitlement of these folks. I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you guys think about this. How do you feel about these international students trying to bend the rules so they don't have to take a French language exam in a province that predominantly speaks French? Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
God, Kay.
Okay.
For saying, let me know what you guys think like 16,000 times.
Okay, what do you think? You
Bro,
got anything to say to this?
No, I got nothing to say to that guy. We talked about it the whole time.
Yeah.
I told you.
Some of the comments, because I know Bhupinder asked me to read some comments.
Okay, cool.
Let's try to read some comments on some of these. So one comment here: if I was a Canadian student, I had no choice but to learn French through all my years of schooling to ensure that I can be in the workforce. They have to do the same. So that's true. When we were younger, it's what, from kindergarten? No, to grade 8 or 9. Then you get to choose, right? After that,
you have to learn French up until then, yeah.
Yeah, up till grade 9, right?
Yeah.
So it's true. You do have to learn it.
Yeah.
Any other decency you see here? I would call out.
What double standards are they referring to? Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's saying the same thing on the comments.
Yeah.
Everybody's against the Indian students, which is not shocking. Everybody hates the brown. That's the color of the week.
Yeah. No, this guy is Punjabi. That's why he was talking about like it looks down mark.
He needs to chill out a little bit.
Yeah.
Don't be so pious.
Yeah, you got to understand that these people are just trying to make their way here.
Trying to make their way through life, man, and they got to stand up for something. I wouldn't want to learn French anyways. Fuck that.
Really?
No, I'll get the hell out of that LaSalle College in a second. I'd be protesting, be like, no, I don't want to do it. You know? I'd be in front of that protest. Man, I wouldn't want to learn French. Were you joking?
Why?
I'm Indian. I barely know English. Like, I'm just getting through English. And now I got to write a French exit exam? Fuck no.
I would love
French exit exam? I would just go back to India.
I wish
I would not learn French. Forget that. I don't care who says what. I'd be protesting on the front line. I'd be the first person on that picket.
Bonjour.
With the biggest sign.
Bonjour, ça va bien, je m'appelle Soir.
No. Okay, leave it.
Sexy. It sounds sexy. French is sexy, bro.
It's a sexy language, but I need to learn it.
In grade 9, or no, after grade 9, they give you the option of French or Spanish, and I chose Spanish. It was like Latinas.
Yeah, Spanish. But I started taking Spanish.
All right, you guys let us know your guys' thoughts. Is this protest valid or not? We'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, comment. I keep looking at this camera. I'm saying it at this camera now. Like, comment, and we'll see you later in the next video.
Bye.
Peace.